Okay, so this is a video response to The Legend of Leo, and he asks, would you still game if you couldn't keep your saves? My answer is no. Although there are some games where you can't save, like Sapphire and other shmups, so yeah, I have to deal with that. But in any case, this is a really interesting question because it really brings to light a lot of problems with gaming, and I like how he brings up in the video the issue with Game Pass and MMOs and, you know, just usual bullshit with always online DRM, all of that shit, because I've actually dealt with that before. I have experienced data loss before. I've experienced data loss with Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, but a lot of people already know that because I did a video response to the Button Mappers about it. And the other games that I lost my data for were Final Fantasy VIII. I had to go all the way back through Final Fantasy VIII again, and yeah, it was a slog, but I managed to get my data back. And I also lost my data for Pokemon Gold and Silver twice, probably 3 times. I've lost my data too many times to count because of the save battery in that cartridge, which wipes your data once the battery runs out. So yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about that game, and it was a big part of my childhood, which is kind of heartbreaking in a way. So yeah, I'll never keep all of my old Pokemon or any of the progress that I made in Pokemon Gold and Silver as a kid, which really hurts. But it is what it is, I can't change that now. And obviously I have played MMORPGs, and I did lose all of my progress for World of Warcraft. And in a way that kind of taught me a valuable lesson, and it really opened my eyes to the issues with MMOs and the issues with always online DRM, and it's one of the reasons why I'm such a cynic today, and I'm so against the gaming industry doing bullshit like always online DRM, because I've been a victim of it. You know, I've been hacked, people, on World of Warcraft, but even then, I eventually came to the realization that even if I wasn't hacked, eventually my data would disappear once the servers go down, and I wasn't prepared for that, and that's why I don't play MMOs anymore. And it's also why I don't do any like cloud gaming services like Stadia. I mean, look at that. Look at what happened to Stadia. It's gone. That says it all. And that's why I'm against it. That's why I'm against Game Pass, even though I don't know if it affects the saves, but it does affect the games because it's pressure for me to actually play the game to get my money's worth instead of actually enjoying it the way I want to and enjoying it when I want to enjoy it. And yeah, it just seems that some game developers just don't have any respect for that, and some gamers just don't seem to care, and I never understood it. I just never figured out why people don't care about losing save data, because to me progress is such a big deal. It's like history. It's my history, it's my legacy, and to lose it, you're left with emptiness. You feel like you've lost all your memories, you know? Even if you haven't lost all your memories, you feel like you have, and you have nothing to show for it, you know what I mean? It's like, when you've got a completed file and you have all those memories, you can say, oh yeah, like, this is my file. I actually print screened my Pokemon Colosseum file that I had years ago and posted it on Discord and said, oh yeah, this is my party in Pokemon Colosseum, and it's all intact from years ago, and yeah, I couldn't have done that if I lost my data for it. So in a way, I'm so glad that I was able to do that, and it means a lot. So yeah, I mean, saved data is such a big deal to me. Like, it really is. It's everything. Especially since I play a lot of RPGs and you invest a lot of time into RPGs. And when you invest a lot of time into a game, you want something to show for it. You want something to go back to and be like, kind of like a trophy cabinet of your progress and be like, this is what I did back in the day. I did all of this. And then all the memories flow back. It's like, despite what I said about MMOs, I still have my RuneScape account, and even though it's RuneScape 3 now, all of the progress on that RuneScape account is still there. But it will disappear one day, and I know that. But I'm not going to lie, there have been times where I have logged into RuneScape to reflect on all of the progress that I made, and I do get nostalgic about it, like, I really do, but it's kind of like a different game now, and it's just weird. But yeah, like, I used to do that quite a bit, and I kind of got out of the habit of doing so eventually, and yeah, I just kind of just moved on. But yeah, that's kind of how important save data is. It's just a way of just reflecting on things. It's like when you go on holiday and you take photos of your holiday, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. That's what save data is. It literally is that. It's like a record of everything, and you just want to look back on things. You want to reflect. You want that nostalgia because it's always good nostalgia, you know? It's always good to look back on things that you did as a gamer, and it's how you kind of appreciate games. So yeah, that's one thing, but there's also another thing. And as you all know, I do Rate the Create, which is a series about games with creation modes. And because of that, save files are even more important, because if you have creation features, you bet I'm going to use them, and you bet I'm going to create some stuff of my own to go in the game. And to lose them would be heartbreaking, because that's not just losing save data, that's losing something that I made, that I customized, that I personalized. That's my creation. And in a way, when I lost my World of Warcraft account, the World of Warcraft avatar I had was my creation. And when my account got hacked and I lost the avatar, yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking. I mean, it might not mean much in a way to some people, but to me it is, because, as I say, I chose that avatar, I chose that name, and I chose that talent tree. And that was who I was, and I lost it all. So yeah, it really does hurt. You do get an attachment to this stuff, and when you lose it, it does hurt, and you can't avoid it. But with creative stuff, it's such a big deal. Like, I swear to God, like, I spent so many hours on Space Engineers, people, and if I were to lose the creations that I made on Space Engineers, it would really suck. And because of Space Engineers being what it is, I've played Space Engineers since early access, since early alpha, people. And yeah, you think that it's bad now. When it was in early alpha, there was carnage going around all over the place. Like, I swear that a lot of my worlds got corrupted so many times, and I didn't even know why, and I had to figure out ways to back them up and, like, to get them back. And fortunately, I had worlds on the workshop, but yeah, it was just crazy. Like, the game was so unstable and a mess, and yeah, I really hated that, and the development cycle was rough. But the fact that I managed to still keep my work, which is the city that I made, which you'll see if you watch my Rate the Create video, it's called Eternus City. The city that you see in this video, that's basically what I spent all of those hours doing, and I spent over 1,000 hours in this game. And it was making this huge space station called Eternus City. And you can download it on the workshop. You can actually play on it if you have Space Engineers. It's on the workshop, and yeah, it's a big deal for me because it's a project that I spent a lot of time on, and it's something that I personalized, and it's something that I always wanted to make my own, like, space utopia, and I just really love doing that, and to lose that would be heartbreaking. It really would be. It's such a huge deal for me because it's my creation. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say on that. As I say, save data is important, people, and if you don't care about save data, please understand that there are people that do care about save data, and respect that, because some people spend a lot of time on games and they want something to show after the fact. But at the same time, if you are someone who cares about that stuff and doesn't want to lose save data, and you play an MMO, this is your time to quit. And I'm telling you this for your own good. Quit playing MMOs, because you're eventually going to face the reality of this, and it's going to hurt, and I don't want people to be hurt by that. So if you have dedicated a lot of time to an MMO and you care about this save thing and you fear losing it, quit now and move on. I know that might be hard for a lot of people to hear, but they need to hear it at some point, because if they don't hear it now, then it may be too late. And obviously, that doesn't mean you should quit gaming. You should explore games. You should find another avenue, and that's what content creation is for me. Instead of wasting my time playing World of Warcraft, I'm here making videos on all kinds of games. And in a way, because of that, I don't think about all those days that I wasted playing MMORPGs. Instead, I'm more focused on making content and it's something that I have to show on YouTube, and that means so much. So yes, save files mean a lot to me. So no, I would not still game if I couldn't keep my saves. Though at the same time, I would, but that's the complicated thing, because some games like Sapphire, you can't save, and I guess in that regard you kind of accept it. But yeah, like these long RPGs, no, I just wouldn't, and most games I wouldn't. Like outside of the few like shmups that I played, like just no, I wouldn't still game, and I'd have a lot less incentive to game, let's put it that way. But anyways, check out Legend of Leo. I'll put a link in the description to his channel. He's a small upcoming YouTuber and he needs your support, so be sure to subscribe to him. But anyways, I'll see you all later.